Okay, let's start the show. Let's get right to it. Donald Trump scored a number of big victories on Super Tuesday. The GOP frontrunner joins me now by phone. Mr. Trump, how are you? Are you there?
Tom, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
I am so excited. I feel fantastic. It's amazing.
Thank you. Congratulations on winning 7 states yesterday.
Yes, you know what? 7, my lucky number. And frankly, Tom, it's what I do. I win. I make America win. Everyone's going to be winning. They're going to be tired of winning. You know, even in loser cities like Cleveland and Buffalo with horrible sports teams that never win a thing, they're going to start winning. It's going to be absolutely tremendous.
Well, you know, were you surprised that Marco Rubio was able to win in Minnesota?
Well, I was surprised by little Marco. By the way, that's what I call him. And also his wife calls him that. That's her pet name for him, little Marco. Turns out she has 2 pet names for him, Little Marco and Get Off of Me.
Wow.
Now, I was surprised Little Marco won in Minnesota, but, you know, have you seen that state? I mean, frankly, it's practically like Canada. So you would think that that Cruz would have had a better home field advantage.
Wow. Well, you know, speaking of Canada, last night after you won, many people Googled, how can I move to Canada? That phrase. Are you worried that you're going to drive people out of this country?
No, that's very, very silly. If people try to leave, they won't be able to. I'm going to build a wall, a fantastic wall along the Canadian border, keeping Americans in America.
Wow.
All right? No one is going to be going to Canada except Rafael Eduardo Cruz. I will personally deport him and throw him over the wall myself.
Wow. Well, now.
Oh, and by the way, I just want to mention something else. The wall that I'm still building in Texas, a fantastic wall. I'm moving it from the southern border to the northern border. I'm going to sell Texas back to Mexico at a huge profit. That'll teach them to vote for Cruz and not for me.
Wow. Okay. Now, what do you think of Hillary Clinton stealing your campaign slogan, saying we need to make America whole again?
Make America whole again. What does that mean, whole again? I mean, it's like she wants to get rid of Alaska and Hawaii, all right? Just because they're not part of the contiguous United States, Hillary Clinton wants to get rid of Alaska and Hawaii. Listen, when I'm the president, I can assure you we're not getting rid of those 2 fantastic, amazing states. We are keeping Alaska and Hawaii. I don't care what anyone says.
All right. You're firm on that. Okay. Look, one policy question, Mr. Trump. You've said you want to loosen up the libel laws. What does that mean?
Yes, Tom. Listen. Let's be honest. You and I have been very, very honest with each other. The media lies. They're all liars, and I should be able to sue them, and I mean really sue the crap out of them if I want to do that. And when I'm president, you will be able to sue any real journalist or even a fake journalist like you, Tom.
Oh, okay. You know, I noticed you have Chris Christie with you on the campaign trail. That's kind of exciting.
I do. You know, I have to say, I love Chris. He's been great. And I want to say I don't appreciate all those internet memes of him going around today. Last night he was in a daze thinking about how great I'm going to make America.
Oh, that's what it was. I see.
Yes, and that and the fact that we hadn't had dinner yet may have been a factor. And I have to tell you, honestly, if Chris doesn't eat every 20 minutes, he gets faint.
Okay. Well, no, I got to ask you this question.
Every single snack on my plate. He was picking peanuts out of the cushions of the plane.
Mr. Trump, I want to ask you about this controversy. What's this business of not disavowing David Duke with Jake Tapper?
Tom, listen, I disavowed many, many times. I disavowed on Thursday. I disavowed on Friday. I didn't want to disavow on Sunday. I'm a good Christian, Tom. You're not supposed to disavow on Sunday. So I didn't do that, but I did it the other day.
Okay, well, thank you. This clears it up. Mr. Trump, thanks for being with us today. And again, congratulations.
Absolutely, Tom. It's fantastic. It's been a pleasure having me on as always, and your ratings are going to go through the roof now that I've won 7 states and I'm winning in all the key demographics. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. All right, you know, Miley Cyrus thinks Trump is an effing nightmare. The singer, who's a huge animal lover, got emotional after Trump's victories on Tuesday, Instagramming a photo of him posing with a female hunter. Miley wrote, "Yes, that is a tear rolling down my cheek, dripping off the end of my nose." She added, "My heart is broken into 100,000 pieces. I think I may vomit." That was her. That wasn't me saying that. She said, "I think I may vomit." Mitt Romney apparently agrees with her. On Thursday, Romney will give a major speech laying out his case against Trump amid panic among GOP leaders that the billionaire businessman is running away with the nomination. Meanwhile, conservative groups are spending millions on ads attacking Trump, like this one.
Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke and say that you don't want his vote or that of other white supremacists in this election?
I have a great relationship with the blacks. I've always had a great relationship with the blacks.
He does not have a great relationship with the blacks.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
The title of the ad is unelectable. I'm not sure what the message is exactly. Chris Hahn.
Yeah.
Look, you were saying unbelievable, shaking your head at that ad.
I love
But isn't it a little unfair? He did disavow many times. I mean, I think the Klan thing, I thought that was a lot of ginned up controversy.
He's the best at disavowing. He's been disavowing for weeks.
But look, the establishment is scared.
Yeah.
But the establishment on both sides is scared. Don't tell me those Democrats are not scared of Trump.
I think he's going to break the Etch-a-Sketch, not just shake it like Mitt Romney did. I think he's going to come out. He's going to be pro-choice the day after he wins the nomination. So yeah, am I a little worried about Donald Trump? I most certainly am. But the conservative establishment created, not even the establishment, the fringe, this industry that sprung up since Obama has been president that basically has been casting doubt on institutions in America, created this man. So there's no attacking him. Mitt Romney coming out tomorrow, that's not helping anybody. It's not helping anybody at all. Mitt Romney's still in fantasy island land thinking he's going to be the nominee at some point. Not going to happen, not going to work. It's only going to help Donald Trump win more.
Wow, and you're getting emotional over it. I can
I'm
tell.
getting emotional, like I'm getting choked up. I'm verklempt.
Look, Dave, do you think this, some people call this ad vicious. What did you think of it?
I just think it's so silly. It's so weak. Like, there's so many things to complain about Donald Trump, but this is just the idea of saying the blacks instead of black people or something with David Duke. It's the same people who said if you went after Obama's relationship with Jeremiah Wright or Bill Ayers, that was out of bounds. But somehow it's okay because David Duke, who Trump, from what we know, has never even met, that I don't know. I just think, there's so many better things, like him being a buffoon.
There it is. Matt Welch, look. Let's take a look at this, this clip. Trump made a pretty good general election argument in his speech last night. He said the middle class has been forgotten, and Hillary shared the blame. Take a look.
People in the middle-income groups are making less money today, less money than they made 12 years ago. And in her speech, she just said, they're making less money. Well, she's been there with Obama for a long period of time. Why hasn't she done anything about it?
Isn't that it? Isn't this Trump's best argument? And why isn't he he's already carving away to a general election.
That's not an argument.
What?
That's not an argument.
Well, for you and your
It's an
Reason magazine buddy.
observation. It's an observation. The government or the country has been crappily governed for 15 years. Yes, that is an observation. An argument is, here is what I'm going to do about that.
Not for you.
Give me that look.
Take
Don't
off that
give me
pointy
look.
hat. Be a regular American for once.
I am a regular American. You need to do more than not have lines around states or whatever the hell he thinks that he's going to say at any given moment. He doesn't make arguments. He points at stuff, says things. Sometimes they are funny, right? Occasionally, about once every 3 to 4 times, they have some resemblance to accuracy. But these are not arguments. These are not things that people who want to be president should be able to say to win the presidency. And Republicans are the ones who are not a part of the Never Trump movement right now, whatever that is, a sort of establishment revolt. Those people are in deep denial. You don't realize how ridiculous this looks. This looks ridiculous.
I blame not media, but the people who train the media. Nobody learns who, what, when, where, why, and how anymore. Everybody's making these accusations or these claims about what they will do if they were elected president. Nobody asks them how. Nobody. Nobody's asking Bernie how.
He's not actually talking about what he's going to, aside from the odd, wall and deportation, he doesn't talk about much of anything except just make stuff great, which is awesome.
That's enough for the average voter.
There he
It is.
And if he's not specific, if we have no idea what he's going to do, why is the establishment so doggone against him, Joanne?
Because they have been studying their whole lives. They have put in work their whole lives, and someone just swoops in who doesn't have the experience and is getting all this recognition. It's bitter. It's a bitter pill that everyone has to swallow. But the American people are loving it, as you see. And Mitt coming out, giving the speech tomorrow, what good is that going to do? Maybe for the few undecided. If they're undecided, they're probably not Team Trump as it is, because those are the really passionate people. So
he might hit him with some of that hard Mitt Romney. Let's take a look. Let me show you that clip of Mitt Romney talking about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump has shown an extraordinary ability to understand how our economy works, to create jobs for the American people. He's done it here in Nevada. He's done it across the country. He understands that our economy is facing threats from abroad. He's one of the few people who stood up and said, you know what, China has been cheating.
He's praising every single thing in the Trump
everyone
platform.
does it, you know, even him with his relationships. Everyone's saying, look at that photo of him standing next to Hillary Clinton at his wedding. They used to be friends. They might be working together. No, same with Chris Christie standing next to him. Was saying awful things about him as he was on the campaign trail, and now he's changed his tune.
He's on the
That's what
bandwagon.
politicians do.
There's an interesting thing about Mitt Romney himself. He's been the most interesting critic about Trump during this campaign, like standing as the establishment guy from 2012 saying this is wrong and all this kind of stuff. But Mitt Romney in 2012, compared to the rest of the Republican field, was the most anti-immigration. He was batting
self-deportation.
Self-deportation. He was drilling Rick Perry about allowing in-state tuition for the children of illegal immigrants. And he was also the one saying, I'm going to protect your Medicare and Social Security against all these rapacious guys.
Boom.
To the left of the field there, too. So he created the way for Donald Trump, the same guy who's going to go out tomorrow and try to convince us all that Trump is the boogeyman.
There it is. Okay.